Okay, folks, this is a short video that I'm producing in response to this New York Times article. I'm not kidding you with the headline of this article. It is "Happy Birthday, Karl Marx." You were right. The author of this article, this New York Times article, was the author of the novel Marx Returns. And he is Jason Barker, who is in a university, associate professor of philosophy in South Korea. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to academia pushing a Marxist, and that's not classical liberal, a Marxist agenda. Now I want to read to you a response from this man, C. Ervoye. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce Yugoslavian. As someone who lived in a socialist state, I tell this to the hundreds of apologetics of the Marx doctrine. I hope one day you get to live in his, quote, utopia. You are completely and utterly deluded. You have no palpable understanding of what socialism truly is, nor how it affects the system of power. By the time I was 10, my nation was deprived of everything, right? Just like Venezuela. We had no power, no nothing, and it was like that because the state controlled everything under the proposition of a central authority and government-run economy, which was meant to provide work and living standards to everyone. It sounds like Sweden, hundreds and thousands of people died in what was probably the best attempt of Marxist economy. Yugoslavia for no other reason than the desire to speak out. I hope you get to live that one day. Maybe the sanity will come back in your lives after you did. That's a SIC right there. So, once again, and then there was somebody even up above, lady on top, UK. Having lived in a communist country where Marxist was God-like and people were poor to the bone and controlled to the breath, I wish this man Karl Marx had never been born, and so those communist regimes never realized, like Soviet Union, China, Cambodia, etc. Glad most ex-communist regimes have ditched this idea. So please, please, please share this to the youth. Help them understand how dangerous it is. All the various types of labeled socialism. There is no, oh, we haven't done it right this time. That is what happens when you do socialism for real. Because human nature, look into the history of the Pilgrims, why the Pilgrims were actually starving. Because they were a communist society. They actually shared food and people were stealing from the pot. Okay? I'm not saying capitalism is perfect, but what I am telling you is that people from these nations that have had socialism, real socialism, they will tell you that it does not work. And it doesn't work because it doesn't take into account human behavior. We can talk about czarist regimes, and we can talk about the problems in French Indochina and the efforts of post-colonial. I'm telling you right now, Europe is on its way, and we have to keep this kind of stuff from coming here, because if we don't, then we are really going to be in trouble getting it back out of the country. All because a few people who don't study history ignore and push these kinds of agendas. I really wanted to share this because this is the front opinion headline on the NewYorkTimes.com. This means it's not a small thing. There is a massive push to break apart Americanism and replace it with something that we've seen before, and it led to the deaths of hundreds of millions of people. All right, and that's not an accident, by the way, but I'm not going to get all conspiratorial. I'm just going to say it is a real problem. Please be aware of it, and please spread the word that these apologetics that are out there, they are nothing but sophists who twist the truth. And if you listen to the people who actually growing right now in Venezuela, there are mobs that are attacking government buildings because they don't have food. They've lost an average of something like 20 pounds per person in that country. All right, so look into it, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I will probably see you next week. I don't know if I'll be able to record over the weekend or not. My papers are done. I don't know if I'll write another one this weekend or not. But enjoy the Atlantis paper and the Analyzing the Science paper. God bless. Have a good weekend.